Red Bull's shocking announcement could change everything for Sergio Perez's future with the team. Racing on home soil, Perez had the crowd behind him, but an early mistake turned his race into chaos, even leading to a near collision with young talent Liam Lawson. So, how much more will Red Bull tolerate? Sergio Perez just isn't meeting Red Bull's high standards. This isn't a mid-pack team. Red Bull is a championship-winning powerhouse that should be fighting for first place, not struggling for third in the Constructors Championship. Yet, here we are, with Perez in the middle of constant drama, so much that key people left even before the season began. Red Bull's strong season is now taking a hit, with Max Verstappen's once solid lead now looking uncertain. The question is loud and clear: should Red Bull let go of Perez? Perez's latest race, the Mexican Grand Prix, should have been a big moment for him, especially in front of his home crowd. But instead of a triumphant comeback, it ended in disaster. He finished a disappointing 17th, last among those who completed the race, while 3 others didn't even make it to the end. Even Red Bull's team principal Christian Horner, one of Perez's strongest supporters, is now hinting at a lineup change. When Horner, Perez's biggest defender, suggests this, it could mean Perez's days with Red Bull are numbered. When Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, said, "It's a performance-based business. Difficult decisions have to be made," the racing world took notice. These are strong words from someone who supported Perez, but the pressure is mounting. Ever since Red Bull missed out on the Constructors Championship at Baku, speculation about Perez's future has only grown louder, with rumors of a mid-season exit even circulating. Mexican Grand Prix the final straw? After his disappointing Mexican Grand Prix performance, reporters didn't waste a second pressing Horner on Perez's future. This situation is unique. Horner has rarely spoken so openly about a potential lineup shakeup. Meanwhile, Perez, or Checo, seems unfazed by the swirling rumors. When asked if he was concerned this could be his last home Grand Prix, he confidently replied, "Zero. I'll be here next year and we'll go for the victory. That's my dream." Despite Horner's comments and the rumors, Perez appears relaxed, even determined. He's weathered tough times and outlasted major Red Bull figures. But with new whispers about his replacement, the stakes are higher than ever. The storyline takes a twist, with Liam Lawson emerging as a strong contender for Perez's seat. There wasn't a clear replacement for Perez for the longest time, but Lawson's recent performances have caught the team's attention. With all eyes on Red Bull's next moves, it seems Perez's future is more uncertain than ever. The decision to bring in Lawson might soon become a reality if Red Bull wants to secure its championship ambitions. This isn't just speculation, it's shaping up to be a fierce rivalry for the Red Bull seat. Liam Lawson has made his ambitions clear, and team leaders Christian Horner and Helmut Marko seem to be giving this battle their stamp of approval. In Mexico City, tensions between Perez and Lawson hit a boiling point. Both drivers fought hard, elbows out, and Perez ended up with car damage, adding yet another setback to his season. After Perez's pit stop, Lawson overtook him on the main straight and didn't hesitate to flash a middle finger, a bold statement in the heat of competition. This move threw salt on Perez's wounds and stirred up more tension between the two drivers. Perez didn't stay silent, addressing Lawson's attitude directly in post-race comments. "I don't think he has the right attitude," Perez said, suggesting that Lawson might be too cocky for his good. He added that Lawson needs to stay humble and learn from seasoned drivers. Perez even pointed out that when a champion like Fernando Alonso gives advice, a rookie should listen. While acknowledging Lawson's talent, Perez warned that the young driver needs to respect both the track and experienced drivers. According to Perez, Lawson's approach might backfire if he continues to act like he owns the place. For now, the rivalry is intensifying, and it's clear that both drivers are racing not just for points but for a future with Red Bull. This could be the start of a high-stakes battle with major implications for Red Bull's driver lineup next season. Heading into the Mexican Grand Prix, Sergio Perez openly admitted to his challenging season. Unfortunately, his troubles only grew at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. After a lackluster performance in final practice, things went from bad to worse. During Q1, Perez's Red Bull struggled with pace, leaving him stranded in the bottom 5 and locking him out of Q2 with a disappointing P18 start for Sunday's race, marking his 5th Q1 elimination of the season. After the session, a visibly deflated Perez blamed his poor qualifying on braking issues with his RB20. He explained that he faced consistent difficulties in low-speed corners, where pushing harder only led to more sliding as the brakes failed under pressure. This braking issue, which has haunted him over the last 3 races, has forced him to constantly adjust his technique, a frustrating struggle that Red Bull has identified in the data but has yet to resolve. Dan Ripley, deputy editor at GP Fans, believes Perez's struggles have escalated beyond a typical slump. He argues it might be time for team principal Christian Horner to make the difficult decision to replace Perez. Ripley suggests bringing back Daniel Ricciardo to restore stability within Red Bull, noting that Perez's ongoing issues may be too deep-rooted for a simple fix. As Red Bull grapples with these performance challenges, the future of its driver lineup remains uncertain, with Perez's seat looking increasingly vulnerable. Perez's place at Red Bull. It's one thing for Sergio Perez to try and match Max Verstappen's pace. It's another to repeatedly struggle with fundamental issues, raising serious doubts about his position at Red Bull, one of Formula One's top teams. Dan Ripley from GP Fans went so far as to say that Red Bull's second car might as well be rebranded as Oracle Max Verstappen Racing, given the limited impact Perez is currently making. While Ripley recognizes Perez's character and the positive energy he brings, he's baffled by Red Bull's hesitation to cut ties, especially since they were quick to drop Daniel Ricciardo mid-season in the past. Comparing the situation to a failing marriage, Ripley argues that holding on is just prolonging the inevitable, suggesting it may be kinder and more effective for Red Bull to make a decisive change. Max Verstappen's race in Mexico was equally challenging, as he faced 2 penalties during separate incidents with McLaren's Lando Norris. First, at turn 4, Verstappen was penalized for forcing Norris off track. Later, at turn 8, he received another penalty for leaving the circuit and gaining an advantage when he re-entered ahead of Norris. While similar moves from Norris had been penalized in Austin, Verstappen found himself under strict scrutiny this time. When asked about the penalties, Verstappen was direct. The real issue, he said, wasn't officiating but Red Bull's lackluster performance on medium and hard tyres. He emphasized that the team's struggles with race pace kept him from fighting at the front, highlighting a bigger issue within the team's current setup. After a tough race in Mexico, Max Verstappen openly admitted that his car's lack of speed, grip, and braking ability made it impossible to challenge the Mercedes drivers ahead. Despite a stronger performance in Austin, Mexico exposed the Red Bull car's pace issues. Verstappen acknowledged the need for improvements and cautiously looked forward to Brazil, hopeful the team could resolve these inconsistencies. Adapting to each track's conditions, he noted, is part of the process, especially with the FIA's evolving guidelines following recent incidents with Lando Norris. "I just drive how I think I have to drive," Verstappen said, showing he's prepared for whatever adjustments come next. Meanwhile, Lando Norris continues to close the gap on Verstappen's lead in the Drivers' Championship, reducing it to a 47-point difference with just 4 races left. If Norris pulls off a stunning comeback and takes the championship, it could trigger major changes within Red Bull. This scenario has added even more intensity to the upcoming Brazilian Grand Prix, where Verstappen and Red Bull will feel the pressure to deliver a solid performance. As the season draws to a close, the uncertainty around Red Bull's 2025 driver lineup grows. Christian Horner's recent comments hint that big changes are being discussed back at Red Bull's headquarters in Milton Keynes. So, will Liam Lawson, who's shown real promise, get the call-up? Or could Daniel Ricciardo make a sensational comeback to the Red Bull seat? With a decision looming, it's clear Red Bull is weighing their options carefully. Comment below your views and subscribe for more such videos.